Hello! Good evening, ladies and jelly beans, boys and girls, children of indiscriminate ages. I would like to welcome you to another episode of broadcast of Arlette and My Talk. I am Michael Marcel. Joined with me is... Who are you? Is our... Okay. Arlette's here. Arlette's here, guys. So we're here, and we're going to be talking about chakras. And no, Arlette, you're supposed to say Chak-What? So we're gonna try this again. This is Arlette Mike Talk. I am Michael Marcel here with the lovely Arlette Yusuf about chakras tonight.
Chak-What?
Ah, she did it! She did it, guys. She did it. You're a dweeb. And you're a lovely dweeb, and I'm alright with it if you're alright with it. And so we're gonna be talking about chakras today. What are chakras? What are they? Why are they important to our lives? Why should you care about them? And you know, what can you do to make sure that you are running at your optimal level? That your chakras are functioning at their optimal level, and well, we're going to focus on there are several different types of chakra systems, but we're going to focus on one. We're going to mention the others, but we're going to focus on the one that everyone is mostly familiar with, and that is the seven chakra systems, or rather the seven base chakras that stem along the center of your body and your being. Arlette, what do you know about chakras? What do you know? What do you want to know?
I know that they could be out of balance. I know that some could alter so many things about you. I know that there is actually two that are in the head. You have your crown chakra and you have your brow chakra, which that one is I always say this goes on, the pineal gland. Yes, what he's doing right there. Yeah. So, and the pineal gland, that one is it's basically your third eye. You probably heard people refer to it more as a third eye. And when that chakra is open, your senses are heightened to such a degree that's the one that really helps you to see things that you normally wouldn't see, hear things that you normally wouldn't hear, and look at things from a bigger perspective, from a bigger scope. So those two stick out to me a lot. There's definitely so many more. There's the throat chakra. There's the solar plexus. There's the root chakra. Michael is wording something to me. There's the heart chakra. Some of these are very easy to remember because of where they are on the body. The name is pretty much spot on. So there's actually also a sexual chakra. It's called the sacral chakra.
Sacral.
Yes. So, Mike, why don't you dive in for us?
Diving in. You know, I do so well at that. I do so well at that.
Oh my gosh. Poor choice of words.
Uh, no. Very, very specific, very calculated choice of words.
Moving
So,
along.
so those are the seven. I mean, those are the seven. There's the eighth spiritual chakra that kind of floats about a foot above your head. There is oh, there's the what is it? What is it? It's the Earth. It's not Earth chakra. But there are several others along the center of the body. We're just going to talk about the seven that people are most familiar with, and kind of go over. So what each one is kind of what it does, what organ it is connected to. Your organs have their very own chakras. Your hands have chakras. Your knees, both in front and behind. Your feet, both in front and behind. Your brain. But we're gonna start. We're gonna start with the crown chakra. The crown chakra. That's at the top of the head. And of course, you'll see it as being either violet, purple, or pink. The third eye chakra. Third eye chakra is violet. The crown chakra is purple. The throat chakra blue. Heart chakra green.
All wrong, dude.
Nope, I don't. Heart chakra is green.
The crown chakra is violet. The brow chakra is blue.
No, I'm sorry.
Lighter shade of blue.
No, okay.
Lighter shade of blue.
Okay, so we will agree to disagree. Boom, boom. The solar chakra in the solar plexus is yellow. Your sacral chakra is orange, and your root is red. The one that floats above is a kind of opaque, opal color. It's opaque white. So
Nope.
okay, Arlette. So the crown chakra is for Shiva, or consciousness. It's a unification of colors, intelligence, bliss of the divine. The pineal gland, of course, which is located kind of in the center area of your brain, along with the hypothalamus. It is connected to, also connected to your upper brain, your right eye. It's connected with the planet Pluto. It's paired with a couple other chakras. Chakra represents the highest level of consciousness. It is the connective center to spirit. The center integrates all the other chakras with their respective qualities. Mastering the lower vibrational aspects of our being, we reside in the full awareness that we are spiritual beings living a human existence. Understand that. We're spiritual beings living a human experience. The third eye chakra, which is which is violet.
No.
Which is violet. That is your forehead. Oop.
It's actually called indigo ray. If we
indigo ray. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay.
Indigo ray, which is it is light, knowingness, intuition, perception, self-mastery, wisdom, imagination. That is connected to the pituitary gland, which is also connected to the pineal gland. It's connected to your spine and the lower brain and the left eye, nose, and ears. So, right here, third eye chakra, right? So if you were to stick something right through into your head, you would hit your frontal lobe. You would then also hit your pituitary gland, which is connected to the pineal gland. One of the reasons why we you see with the eyes of the spirit. You see things that are not there. You hear things that are not around. You are basically accessing higher vibrational frequencies, allowing you to perceive these things. It is the seed of intuition and direct spiritual vision. It is in your forehead, your third eye chakra. We visualize things through our third eye. Intuitive knowledge, the opening of the third eye, corresponds with spiritual awakening. It is the chakra of forgiveness and compassion. The throat chakra, which is blue, throat chakra is blue. That is light blue.
See, my shirt, Michael, is light blue. Your shirt is
my shirt is dark blue. Right, but it's not royal blue. Your face.
It's not
your
royal.
Face. It's not. See this? You see this? This is blue. There's the color of your throat chakra.
Look, light blue.
Listen, it doesn't matter. I mean, ultimately, I'll get into shutting down in a minute. So throat chakra is your ether. It's communication, creativity, sound, intuition, synthesis, self-expression, desire to speak and hear the truth. It's connected to your thyroid gland, your throat, your upper lungs, your arms, your digestive tract. It's very important. It's the gem is a sapphire. The planet that it's connected to is Saturn. I don't think I mentioned the planet of your third eye chakra, which is the sun. Understand, I mean, this is a conversation for another time, but understand that back in the day, they viewed our solar system as having seven planets, 7 bodies. One of those bodies was the sun. One of those bodies was the moon. So Mars, Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter, they were, and Earth, of course, was part of the seven planetary system. So understand that the sun is included along with the moon. We'll get there. Your heart chakra, center of your chest. It is green, depending on which system you work with. It is also pink. It is the air. It's compassion, love, open-hearted desire for self-acceptance, balance, emotions, harmony, place of integration. It's connected to your thymus, which is also in this area. The heart, liver, lungs. It's for with the heart, so blood circulation. It's connected to the planet Venus. Venus is the center of real unconditional affection, spiritual growth, compassion, devotion, and love. It is the bridge connecting the lower and higher energies of our being, and is the place where resides our spirit. Actually, that's false. But we'll keep going with it in the event that it is our true self and free independence. So there's this belief that our spirit resides in our heart, or within our heart chakra. Our soul resides here in our heart chakra. That is not necessarily accurate. Life force energy, it flows throughout our entire body, and is within every single one of our cells. So, or even further down to our atomic structure. So our souls ultimately are part of every cell of our being. It resides throughout our whole body. Boom. Moving forward to the solar plexus, which is yellow. Yellow, and it's slightly yellow, slightly above our navel. It symbolizes fire, willpower, joy, motivation, self-esteem, transformation, identification, mastery, will over your light, power in your relationships with others, vitality, energy, standing steady in your own self, desire to express your individuality. It is connected to your pancreas, your stomach, your liver, gallbladder, This chakra is connected to the planet Jupiter. It's located at the center of the body. It is the place where physical energy is distributed. It is the center for unrefined emotions and personal power. It is the center that gives us the sense of complete satisfaction and contentment. Our creativity is fueled by our power of will. If you didn't know, now you know. Do with that knowledge what you will.
Moving along.
Moving along to our sacral chakra, which is slightly below the navel. It's actually slightly below the navel, so it's not. It touches past your genitals, but it's not at your genitals. Understand the difference. This is water, kind of this flowing energy. Relationships. It's tied to relationships, sexuality, empathy, pleasure, well-being, connection, delight, emotions, feeling polarity, change. It's connected to your gonads and your reproductive organs and your legs. Your legs. This chakra is as well as
desire.
Is desire not the same thing as? Is it all right?
No, it's not, because stop it.
As will, is it not the same thing as will? Desire and will? No, you're right.
Because desire is, you can desire anything. You could desire $1 million. You could desire a beautiful woman. You could desire a hamburger. It's all desire.
All right. Right.
Did it take you that long to process that?
No. It's being dramatic.
It also has to do with your confidence. That ties into it.
No, it's a solar plexus that's connected with identity. Okay, anyway, it's this.
I didn't say identity. I said.
Well, identity and self-esteem is. Oh, so okay. Well,
no,
all right. Maybe it's just connected.
They're all interconnected, Michael.
I thought so. Okay. Well, okay. You're right. All right.
Gosh.
I'm such a bugger for debate.
You're a know-it-all. You're a know-it-all.
I am a know-it-all. I am.
Mm-hmm.
So are you.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, if you don't like it, read a book.
Read a book. I don't know how to read, Michael.
I could teach you, but the basics is learning the alphabet. Learning the alphabet and the sounds that each letter makes. We can go into it, but I don't know if we have time.
Oh, okay.
The sacral chakra is it's connected with the planet Mercury. This energy is the center for creating relationships of all kinds. It is where we develop an inward sense of self and ego, sexuality, and family, and defined as we work with this energy. The feelings of other people are directly perceived through mastery of this chakra. And lastly, we will go with the root chakra, which rests at the base of your spine. It is grounded to the earth. It is Shakti, or manifestation, survival, grounding, stability, gravitation, drawing into a point, trust, survival, self-preservation, root support, desire to be in the physical world. It's not always great to be rooted, so we'll talk about that some other time. It is connected with your sense of smell.
Wait a minute. Did you catch yourself? You just said desire. So you just said that I was right in saying that desire is making all. Ha! Okay, carry on.
Okay. Okay. It's connected to your suprarenal glands, your prostate, your kidneys. I've already let it go. It's been let go. Your bladder and your spine. This is connected with the red planet, hence the color red. Mars. It is a seat of physical vitality and the fundamental urge to survive. It regulates those mechanisms which keeps the physical body alive. It is the chakra whose main aspect is innocence. So here we are, Miss Arlette Yusuf, with words that has been spoken about these systems and.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Well, and it is very important that your 7 chakras are balanced and you understand that they all work together. So if one is out of whack, you are definitely going to notice it, whether you are highly emotional one day or whether you are shaking your head at me, whether you are maybe you're having a dry spell as far as your relationships, or maybe it's overactive. Maybe you're having issues with communication. All of these different issues, they reference to one of these 7 main chakras, and it really just means that it's out of balance, whether it's too much or not enough. And there's ways to connect all of your chakras and be centered in all of them. It's very important to. I would compare it to an example is an orchestra. Everyone plays their part. If one is out of line, you hear it. You hear that off note. You hear, that gap. If somebody didn't come in at the right time, it's kind of the same thing. They all flow and work together. And if one's off, you will catch it. You will notice it. And the best way to try and keep balance for all of them is meditation. There's, of course, other ways, but meditation is probably the #1 way to keep balance here with all of them.
And we're gonna get into some techniques, some meditative techniques to help you get everything in balance. I guess to piggyback on Miss Arlette Yusuf, when one is thrown off, or when one isn't operating, so each chakra is about 6 inches in diameter. 6 inches in diameter, so that's pretty large. Some people have an overactive chakra. Let's say for instance the sacral chakra. Most people who make the claim of being sex addicts usually are suffering from an overactive sacral chakra, and it needs to be balanced. And it's not just the sacral chakra, but it's the main one that's just fucking flowing ridiculously, causing you to it's wanting more and more energy because it's operating at a more, I guess, an accelerated rate or a higher rate than it needs to. With speech, if you have trouble communicating, it's probably because your throat chakra is really small. It's not pulling in the energy that it needs to. They're all connected. Like I'm connected to this wristband, and I am connected to Arlette, but not. But I am. But I'm not. But I am. But I'm not. Okay, so one of my my favorite meditative techniques to getting my chakras in order and balance. Boom. One of before I go into it, I'm gonna be including a link to a book in the description. It's called Hands of Light, and in this book, it really breaks down who you are, I guess, what you are, your energy field. It also breaks why we feel what we feel sometimes when we feel it, and it breaks down each one specifically and how you can heal yourself with Hands of Light. Also, I'm going to include a video description from one of my favorite channels called Spirit Science, the one specifically about chakras, and whichever one you deem worth watching, you can watch however many you want.
I have to disagree.
About what?
I follow Spirit Science. Some of their stuff, yes, I definitely, I think it's spot on, you know, but some of it really just seems like, you know, at some point they got bored and decided to write something. And a lot of it is poorly written, and it takes away from the information that they are delivering. So some of it definitely great, but some of it I've seen a few other channels that are better.
Well, the thing, okay, so the thing about them is that they are opening up a line of discussion. It's not that they want you to listen to what they're saying, and it's mentioned that, I mean, anytime you hear anything from anyone about anything related to the spiritual world or the world of antiquity, um, don't necessarily take it at the individual's word. Go and research it, experience it for yourself, and that's one of their themes. Arlette.
Right. I mean, and it's informational. It's definitely
Okay.
informational, but just with anything, stop. Just with anything, when you're delivering information, do your best to be accurate. Is all I'm saying. I know. For me, I always try to be. Michael, I'm pretty sure you always try to be accurate in in researching and being knowledgeable, especially before a show that we're airing. So I just feel like for them, if that is their stage, I guess we'll say, then it just needs to be, they need to be sure what they're saying. And then sometimes it just doesn't add up.
I've watched all of them. I watch every single one of their videos, and I don't think I've come across anything that's disinforming. But we will talk about spirit science another time. I want to get in. I want to get in a technique before we run out of time on our live audio broadcast. Really quick, really easy, really simple. Before you do any meditation, it is important to clear your thoughts. A very easy way to do this is to take between 5 and 10 positive breaths. That's breathing deeply, holding in that breath, and then releasing it from the nose. Do it a couple times. Focus on your breathing. Next step would be to start at the base. Start at your root chakra, which is red. Visualize that chakra. Feel it. Feel it spinning. Feel it moving in the clockwise direction that it's supposed to, and visualize light coming from the ether and shooting directly into it, fueling it. Feel it as it comes in. When you feel that it is at an appropriate level and you're breathing out the color of the chakra, move on to the next one, doing the same process. It's really simple. I mean, really easy. We can go in more depth. For those of you who are listening to the live broadcast and you want to continue watching or listening, download the archive. If you want to watch us, go ahead and click our YouTube channel, Arlette and Mike Talk, and watch us there. This has been Arlette and Mike Talk. I'm Michael Marcel. With our have a good night. Have a good night, or see you soon. See you soon.
So,
okay.
Michael,
Yes.
In regards to meditation and those thoughts, how you said to clear your head first.
Hmm.
A few months ago, I believe it was in January, I led a group meditation. It was myself and a few friends. It was my first time leading a group meditation, and so it was a new experience for me. It was interesting. But we had one person that she made a comment, and she basically said, I try to do it. I try to sit there and focus and everything, but my mind just starts going and all these thoughts start coming up, and I'm like, well, that's okay. So, yes, you are to clear your mind, but when those thoughts do come at you when you're meditating, you have to let them process. You have to let them go through. So you can almost act like a printer or a fax machine. Let that information come in and go. Don't fight it. Basically, let it come in and go through you and exit pretty much. You have to let it be what it is in order to not get so hung up on it and to sit there and think, oh, why am I still thinking about that song? Why am I still thinking about work? Why am I still, let it flow through. It'll be done within a few moments, few seconds, and you may have another thought that comes at you. Let that one process through as well, and eventually they will all basically be delivered and complete, and then you can definitely center and focus in on that silence and clear and that clearness and peacefulness that you're looking for. Um, there are definitely a lot of different ways to meditate. So many different ways. Like Michael said, you can focus on your breathing. You can focus on your heartbeat. There's a great technique that I actually showed the ladies that night, where you can divert your blood, and that one is so amazing because that's what I use as a healing meditation. And I learned that actually from Deepak Chopra. You probably, of course, all know about him. And diverting blood is one of the best techniques, whether you are, emotionally in a funk, or whether you have a headache, or, maybe you stubbed your toe on something, or maybe you were cold, or whatever the case may be, you divert blood to that area, and it starts the healing process in that area. Um, there are so many different ways you can do this, and I'm actually going to add some links as well, to this broadcast, just so you guys can take a look further and learn and understand it. I think meditation is very intimidating to somebody that just doesn't know. Um, and I'll tell you, I used to feel that way. I used to feel so intimidated by it. I used to think, man, I want to do this, but I don't know. I can't just sit still for a while. My mind is always going. I have 50,000 thoughts all the time. It works. I can't even tell you, it works. And there are so many easy techniques that really anybody can do. That same evening when I led the group meditation, one of our other friends, she happened to just get the giggles. She had a huge burst of laughter, and the few others of us, we were sitting there, we were starting to get in the zone, and then she just busts up laughing like she's watching a comedy show or something, and we all kind of opened our eyes and just looked at her, like, are you okay? And she was like, I'm sorry, and she excused herself. And it wasn't judgmental. Two of us actually thought, maybe that's something in her spirit that she needs to experience right now. Maybe she has some laughter inside her, and laughter is such a great medicine. So yes, go do that. That's no problem. There's no right or wrong way, really. You could have a silent meditation. You could have a meditation where you focus on certain things. You can think about everything you're grateful for. There's mantras. There's so many different ways, honestly. So there's no wrong way. I've seen people meditate while they're working out. Seen people do laying down meditation. sitting up meditation, walking meditation. Gosh, I mean, I can go on and on, but it's just so much more than you think. So if you think meditation is not for you, really one of those types of meditations, one of the million types of meditations are definitely for you. And it's just so rewarding and so soothing. It's almost like having a hard day at work and then, going home to a nice bubble bath with candles and amazing music where you just, that's your time, a glass of wine. It's kind of that feeling, but without all of that. Without all of that at all. You come to that place and that peacefulness all on your own through your spirit. And it's such a beautiful experience. And I wish more people were more interested or more willing,
Just wasting wishes. Just wasting wishes.
What?
Just wasting wishes. Okay.
Oh
So,
my goodness.
so keeping it in the loop with your chakras, and techniques to get them balanced and clear. I guess when you start, like it is as Arlette mentioned, it can be a little challenging to actually focus or clear your thoughts, because you are busy. Your brain is busy, right? Processes things at over 500. What is it? Over 500 thoughts per second or per minute? 500,000. I'm off, but it's somewhere around there. Per second. And when you do have a thought, when you're trying to clear your mind, it's a lot easy to focus on something. So focusing on your breath, your breathing. So with each breath you focus on the sound of it, how it feels, how your body is experiencing the intake of air. If you have a thought, it's okay. Don't get discouraged. Just bring yourself right back to focusing on the clarity. So the technique that I mentioned earlier about visualizing and feeling each chakra, you're visualizing this stream of energy flowing through to that chakra, and you feel it. If you do it long enough, if you really focus in on it, you will feel it. You feel a tingling. Is it a mental thing? Absolutely. Is it etherical? Absolutely. But you feel it. With each one, you feel it. You feel a pressure. You feel a coolness. You feel tingles sometimes. Another wonderful technique is purely breathing. It's just that, breathing. And this takes visualization as well. So focusing on your breath, breathe. What you want to do is you want to focus in, again, on the specific chakra, each one moving up from your root chakra to your crown chakra, or your, and what you want to visualize? You want to visualize that the room that you are in is filling with that color, is filling with that life force, is filling with that energy. And so with each breath, you want to visualize breathing in that light, breathing in that energy. Breathing in until you start to visualize using your third eye, or your brain screen, until you visualize that what you're blowing out is no longer regular air, but it's that color that you're breathing in. Move on to the next one. Doing the same thing. Visualize orange. Visualize a bright light of orange. An orange cloud is surrounding you in the room that you're in, and you're breathing it in, and you're having it flow throughout filling you up, making you feel awesome. Another wonderful technique is chakra stones. So crystals with the color of each chakra, and what you do with them is you lay down flat on your back or on your stomach, and you lay each colored chakra out at each different point where the chakra is located. And while you have these stones, these crystals on you, you want to work towards letting them do what they do. Understand that we'll have a show about crystals at some point in life, but each crystal has its own individual property and field or wave that it projects, and that projection, that field, influences you in some wonderful, magical way. With it on you, it's influencing your chakras, and you can wear the color of your chakra that you're trying to boost up. So, for blue, for your throat chakra, blue. For your heart chakra, green. Wear those colors. Those colors. Eat that type of food. Eat your color chakra, wear your color chakra. These things help stimulate your chakras and help them flow at a very even pain. Doing drugs F's them up. It F's up your field. It F's up your life. Taking stimulants, artificial stimulants like caffeine that throws your body off, completely throws off your flow. Doing any type of drug that alters your mind or your body, the chemical makeup of your body. These things are important to stay away from.
Michael, another thing most people don't realize is when you are physically with someone, that changes everything in your energy field as well, because you are literally.
Let's keep it to chakras. Because I know where you're going. Let's keep it in pain with the chakras.
It is.
It is, because I mean that's ultimately the field that is produced. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Arlette.
Can I finish? Is that okay?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Sure. I mean, I don't want to interrupt, Michael and my talk. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay. So, as I was saying, being physically involved with someone, it alters your energy field in that it literally is a give and take of energy. So if you are two good energy kind of people, then not so much of a problem. But if one person is a good energy person, the other person is a negative energy person, that is one way that people can steal your energy. And there's other ways to steal your energy. You always have to be protected, and that's something I've had to work through myself as far as putting up my energy protection, even just in having a conversation with someone, to be honest with you. But, and that's because I'm an empath, but, there's a million reasons that you should, pay attention and be careful of who you are physical with, but this is yet another reason, because any good energy you have, they are taking that from you. Any bad energy you have, you are handing that over.
It's not necessarily. Yeah. Yes, Arlette. Yes.
Because you're right about everything.
I'm not right about it.
So it's very important to not only surround yourself with good energy as far as your friends, your work life, your family life, if you can help it, because I know in some situations you can't help, certain people being around, but it's just the same with being physical with someone. All of that has to do with your energy, and most people don't realize that. So just be aware. That's all I'm saying. And even your circle of friends, if you're constantly feeling a heaviness or or some sort of negativity, something like that. It could be who you are around. And so, you know, for that reason, you have to make sure your chakras are aligned, and so that they are protected and that they are aware. Just don't let it slip, is all I'm saying.
Don't let it slip. I don't really have a song for it. It's just making it into a song.
So, Mike, what do you think I was so wrong about, Mr.
I never said that you were
Mr. Know-It-All?
I didn't say you were wrong. I didn't say you were wrong. Okay, I was just, clarifying some. That it's not necessarily a taking of energy. You may feel like it is a taking of energy, but it's not really a taking of energy. It is a I guess it depends on. Okay, so never mind.
Exactly.
No, because it just goes.
Energy.
It doesn't do.
Michael, there are energy thieves everywhere.
Absolutely
right. It goes
into another conversation, and that's the point that I was making, is that me going into talking about vampiric type of individuals is a whole other conversation that steps outside of what it is that we're talking about here.
It still has to do with chakras to the T.
Right. We're okay. Yeah.
Your chakras are yours. They are to be protected as you would protect your jewelry or your wallet.
Okay.
It is very important.
That's a way of viewing it. There's certainly a way of viewing it. I feel more so understanding what a level of understanding it is probably your strongest weapon against anyone who is bent specifically out to suck or be a parasite in your life, and yeah.
So, Michael, go ahead. Since you have all the answers.
I don't have all the answers.
Apparently, I don't. I mean, I'm only I'm only certified meditation. I just don't know anything about it, man.
Whoa.
Who gave me that certificate?
Whoa. And where did? Because I'm not crushing your meditation. I'm just. I didn't crush meditation at all. I was just pulling on specifics for chakras and balancing your chakras and not other things.
Right. So protecting your chakras has nothing to do with balancing them. That sounds so wrong. I can't even tell you.
Balancing them. Okay, it's because the way that maybe it's the way that you're positioning it. You're positioning it in the sense of the world is a dark and dirty place, and that you need to wear your Kevlar shield and whatnot. And
no,
it's not necessarily the case. When you balance out your chakras and you understand your field and what you are, you understand everything is balanced, everything is flowing correctly, right? And you know about them, you know what's happening. If you come across someone who operates within their field of projecting their field or having their field influence you in a way that's going to be leeching off of you, you will know. It's not necessarily that you need to wear a wall. You know that this energy is coming, and you transmutate that. You send that right back to them, because every time we interact with someone, it is a flow tree of fields. Our fields are interacting with one another.
There's a transfer.
It's not necessarily a transfer. It's a coexisting flow. It's just flowing together. There's a transfer of information. There's a transfer of energy, yes, but it's not that I'm giving or taking. It's just a flow. All right, we're saying the same thing, just differently.
Have you ever had a great day? You were in a fabulous mood, whistling to yourself, walking down the street, just having a fabulous day, like with simple things, and then you walk into, let's just say you walk into the post office, and the person that helps you is just, by the time you leave, whatever you needed to do with them, by the time you leave, you feel so incredibly drained that it's like somebody knocked the wind out of you. Has that ever happened to you?
No.
Okay, so you don't understand.
No, I do understand, Arlette. I don't need. I love this. I love this argument with people that you have to experience things in order to understand them. I say no, that's a false. You don't necessarily need to experience everything in order to understand what is happening, how it feels. Yes, I know how it feels to be drained. However, dealing with individuals, it's not necessarily they are angry, so they're latching on and they want to draw on the energy of you to keep you to assert their position.
Yes.
And how they're feeling. You, as the individual who is knowledgeable, who is balanced and in Zen, know how to deflect or transmutate that energy, so that it is no longer affecting you, and you can influence them, to change their way of being,
yes.
or take yourself out of the situation. It's really that simple.
Yeah.
It's not you're not necessarily on a battlefield unless you choose to be, unless you choose to see it as such.
But that is exactly what I was saying, to keep that protection. One of my very good friends, Stephanie, she describes it as imagining a clear shield, like an eggshell around your body, a bubble around your body, and knowing that it's there in your mind, that is what helps protect you, and that is what helps your chakras to stay in line and not be imbalanced due to someone else's energy field. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's that.
Well then, Michael.
Yes, Miss Arlette.
I still love you.
Oh, yeah. Like rock.
I do.
Like a book. 'Cause they're solid. Solid like a rock.
Okay. They don't want to hear you sing. So I think we're coming to a close for this one, but it was a really interesting one.
Oh, it was words. Nice one. Nice words. Let's wrap it from the map. And
Oh, as he mumbles to himself, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for bearing with us while we go through this transition to YouTube. We're really excited to be moving towards that and staying with that, actually. So, if you have any questions? What?
Remember to subscribe to our channel.
You know, he just can't help but interrupt me. I love it.
It's supposed to be funny. My timing was off.
Okay. Well, go ahead, Michael. I'm done. Go ahead.
My timing was off.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be a fun interruption, and it wasn't.
So what chakra has to do with your timing, your sense of time?
I think that's my sacral.
Mm.
No.
That's wrong. Yeah.
No. Shh. That's fair.
The solar plexus, is that what you said?
Yes, that's my solar plexus.
What's the matter, Mike?
Nothing's the matter.
You don't want to tell them how to subscribe to our show?
Just click the box that says subscribe. It's really that simple.
That's kind of difficult.
If you have a touchscreen computer, you just have to touch it with your finger, or on your phone, you just hit the box on your phone. Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah. Hey.
How can people follow us? Let's say, I don't know, on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook.
You should know these things. Okay.
I don't know anything according to you.
Wow. Those words were never spoken of. But if that's how you feel, you need to.
Mumbling is not ideal here.
Not very becoming.
So, yeah, we don't want your snot shot either. So, you guys can definitely subscribe to our channel. We would love for you to be there. You can always catch us on Facebook. It's just / Arlette and Mike Talk. Instagram, Arlette and Mike Talk as well. And Twitter, because Michael was feeling interesting, is...
Because Arlette Mike Talk wasn't available. It's A&M Talk.
Who else has a show called Arlette and Mike Talk? Mike?
I have no idea, Arlette. But said it was taken.
That's pretty strange. Hey, you know what? Maybe it's us in a parallel universe.
The thing about that is that the waves in which our computers, or the signals that we pick up, I'm not sure that on our level that we pick up signals from neighboring universes.
Well, we just might have to get to the bottom of it and let you guys know what we find out.
Or not.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, well.
All right, well.
I'm Arlette Yusuf, and
I'm Michael Marcel.
He's very calm right now.
Yeah.
Tune in next week for another great show. If you have any suggestions or any interest and you would like us to talk about it, please reach out to us. There's so many ways, and we'd love to explore that with you. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night, good morning, good afternoon. We'll see you. Okay.